Why don't you think we often see Vex as a Callister counter in pro play? My personal thought on Vex is that Vex is weak. Like, straight up weak, and that's why we don't see her really as a counter. The reason I think this, which, by the way, personal opinion, might not be true, is if you look at the mid lane champions who are played in mid, and you look at their pick rates, they're all dash champs. Dash champ, dash champ, dash champ, dash champ, dash champ, not him. Dash champ, dash champ, dash champ, not her, not him. Dash champ, dash. Like, the majority of characters you're playing against in mid lane are dash champs. And then if you go find Vex, and you see what her win rate is, it's like not even, it's barely above 50. That, to me, personally, doesn't make sense. And yes, Aesol is a dash champ. He has his W. He's not as much of a dash champ, to be fair. He probably does that when he's very far away from Vex. But like the majority of these characters she's playing against are dash champs. And so I think when I see this, and I'm like, this character's win rate is barely above 50, and the most popular champions in the game she's playing against are Ahri, Yasuo, Yone, Zed, and Sylas. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. That character should win a lot more games if the characters she's explicitly counters are this present in the lane. That's my opinion. And so if I was to say, like, why is Vex not, if you're like asking why is Vex not being played as a Callisto counter, my guess would be she's probably not a very good Callisto counter right now. She's probably not actually that great against Callisto because she's not winning very many games considering she's supposed to explicitly counter a lot of these dash champions. So that is my personal thought on it. As an abstraction of what I'm talking about with Vex, imagine if you will, there's only 2 champions in mid lane. There was Yasuo, there's 3 champions in mid lane actually. There was Yasuo, Yone, and Dr. No Wind. And specifically, Yasuo and Yone, they're chilling. They have 90% of the play rate. And then 10% of the play rate is Dr. No Wind. And Dr. No Wind specifically makes it so that if you use wind magic, you lose. Right? Or no swords, actually. Let's call him Dr. No Swords. And specifically, his entire thing is that he says, if you use sword magic, you lose. Right? If you use swords, you lose. What would you expect Dr. No Swords win rate to be? Right? And the whole idea is that if you're a character who counters a specific thing, and the vast majority of people you're playing against are that thing, I personally would expect that character's win rate and power to be higher. And then additionally, if you then go and nerf Dr. No Swords, and you nerf him, and you say, hey, Dr. No Swords win rate is too high, we're nerfing him, what you're doing is you're enforcing the Wind Brother meta. Does that make sense? If it's only Yasuo and Yone, and their counter has a higher win rate, and therefore we nerf their counter because he counters them, the end result is Yasuo and Yone just become even more meta. So, yeah, that's my little, like, thought/rant about Vex, is I personally believe Vex is weak, given she's just about a 50% win rate, and the majority of champions she plays against are the characters she's kind of supposed to explicitly counter. That is my thought on it. Ooh.